Hey guys, welcome back for another Twilight crafting session. I'm going to be playing with the Little Darlings box. It is the Mermaid theme one, and I'll be making a little shaker card since we got some sequins here. So I'm going to show you the pieces that I'll be using, and then I will show you how to put it together. So we'll be making a 5x7 greeting card. So I already took down one of the cardstocks and folded it in half and trimmed it down to my 5x7. I also have another piece here that's going to be layered on top of that. And this is the piece that will get the cutout for the shaker card. I cut it a little bit smaller, so it is 4.5 by 6.5, so it's just a ½ inch smaller total, and it's going to be layered on top and foam mounted, so it can have some lift to add in our sequins. The cutout I'll be using is this die cut here. It's, I think, a Sizzix die cut. No, Spellbinders. It's a Spellbinders die cut, and it comes in different sizes, and so this was the best size for it. I also have a piece of acetate that's going to be holding our sequins back. How this is going to look is we're going to add the little seagrass here in behind the window with the sequins. I'm going to put a fish in the corner here. And then this little saying I was going to use, the just keep swimming, to put it down at the bottom here. So if you want to see how this card turns out, stick around. So the first thing to do is figure out where I want my window to be cut open. I want to make sure I have room for all my sticker die cuts to fit here. So I think I can probably put this right in the middle because my fish will fit here. And the words will fit on the bottom just like that. Okay, so what I will do is, let's make sure there's enough room up at the top. Okay, yeah, so I will go ahead and tape this down, and I'll be running it through my die cut. So let's try to get it as straight as possible. And I like to kind of unstick it so it'll come off easier later. So I'm going to tape it down right there. And I'm going to move my things aside because I'll be putting my big shot here on the desk. Okay, so here's the big shot, and I had to like dust it off because I haven't used it in a while. I'm going to make my sandwich, and there are a ton of, you know, YouTube and things like that on how to make your sandwich to cut your die cut, but I'm just going to run it through real quick here and hope that it cuts through. Okay, so I'm just rolling it in. There we go. All right, let's see how it turns out. Let's see if it was cut enough. Yep, there we have it. So now we have a little window for our shaker card. I have my open window. I want to attach the acetate to the back, right? So we're going to block the sequins from falling out, and you could use, I'll probably use my tape runner. I want to get it sealed down really nicely here, so let me go grab it. I was a hardcore card maker, so I got this ATG gun from Scotch. It's really cool because you can add in the refills for tape here. So I'm going to put tape around the back. So this is the front, right? So we're going to line the border here, and you can use any type of double-sided tape here, so it doesn't have to be this one specifically. So I want to get it all lined with tape here. And once that's done, we're going to place the acetate on top. So I cut this just big enough to cover my window and apply a little pressure there to tack it down. All right, so that's my window. So the next thing to do is to mount this on. but also add in the sequins as well. So what we'll do is mount this here. This is foam mount. I found it in the office section at Target. You can find it at the craft stores too, but it's foam mount from M3. And we want to line a little bit here, so it has some dimension to it, right? So you have some space for your sequins to fall through and move around. So I want to put it on the border. I don't want to just put it out on the outside because you want your sequins to show as much inside the window as possible. So let's go ahead and line this up, and then we'll also do some on the outside to help mount the outside edges onto your base card. So let's do that. Sure, my materials go a long way, so I will actually be splitting this in half and lining up the border with it. So you can cut one long strip, and I'm going to put it as close to the edge as possible. You don't want it to pass this edge, otherwise your foam will show on the other side. So I'll just try to get as close as possible. And I'm going to go past it a little bit on this side. And I'm going to stop it right at the edge here, and or maybe a little bit over slightly. So that way I can overlap it on the side here. So we're just gonna make a little box, okay? And I probably need to cut this a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so let's make sure that is against the other strip, because you don't want your sequins to be falling out of this box. And I'm gonna cut this one here. So I'm gonna line it up. I'll be right back, okay? All right, there you have it. I have my full window here that's sealed off, and it's going to hold my sequins inside there. And then I have the extra mounts out here to seal it down onto my card base. And you don't have to go all the way around, it just has to be enough to support it. The next part is to put the sequins on. So I have no idea what the right way to do this is, so we're going to try this out and see. I don't want to forget to put my little seaweed here, so I'm going to kind of gauge and guess where I want to put it. So I probably want it to go somewhere here. I'm going to peel this back. So this is from the Little Darlings box, and it's just a sticker die cut. So I want it about right here. So I'm going to move this out of the way and stick it down. Hopefully it'll show up where I want it to. Okay, so let's just see how it looks. Yeah, so just like that. It's kind of hidden a little bit, but we can see just enough. Make sure it's nice and flat. If it's lifting, your sequins might get caught underneath. Okay, so now is the tricky part. We have to put our sequins in. So we'll dump some in, and then we will stick this down. So I'm going to prep it by just peeling these back to reveal the sticky parts. And once I do that, we're going to fill the space with some sequins. So I will be right back again. Okay, so I removed all the backings there, and let's go ahead and add our sequins. I'm laying my card flat like this because if you try to put the sequins on like this, it's just all gonna fall out. So try to keep your sheet as flat as possible. And you're going to dump the sequins in, and I'm just gonna kind of gauge and guess how much we need. You don't want too much, but you don't want too little either. So I put maybe like half of it in. So you can kind of spread it out and get an idea of how much is going to be filled once you get everything down. And I think that's a good amount. So try to push everything to the center here, away from the sticky sides that are going to go in. Okay, here we go. Let's see. We want to make sure this is right side up, and I would say it's like this. And we're going to carefully place it as centered as possible. So let me see if I can do that. All right. I think that looks pretty good. And we're gonna apply pressure where our sticky foam mount is. And let's see, let's hope that we put enough sequins in there. There we go. I think that's like just the right amount. Okay, so now we're going to decorate the rest of the outside here. So I'm gonna put my little fishy here. Make sure he's right side up. So he's gonna go right there. Come on, there we go. Perfect. And the words, I really like that. Just keep swimming. So let's put the swimming down first. Just be careful around the thin letters there. So I'm gonna put this here. Let me pull the other one up just to see how it's gonna lay down. So I'll put it in the middle. Do it this way. And there you have it. Isn't that cute? Let me know what you think. And share your projects with me. Let me know if you attempt to make a shaker card. Thanks for joining me.